All right.
Hello. I got nervous. Okay, that's okay. This is for our channels. Um,
Yes.
my name's Jennifer, and I'm a medium, and this is my friend Nathara, and she's a psychic medium and witch, right? So,
Correct.
did I say?
Yes.
Okay. Um, and we're just gonna talk about a bunch of things and have some fun. So if you guys want to listen, we're not sure who's gonna listen, but it might be fun. I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to speaking. I do music videos all the time, but this is a little different for me. So, um, so I guess we should start with how we met because it's kind of an interesting story,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it really is. I don't know if you guys remember, but like way back in the day, I used to do a podcast with some other ladies called We Witches 3. And I think that's when we met, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, I was listening to you guys.
Yeah, and I think we had done an episode on Doreen Virtue specifically, way back when she decided that she didn't like divination anymore.
Hmm.
And specifically, she really hated people who spoke to spirits.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were going through something spectacular in your life, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, I actually I didn't even know who Doreen Virtue was at the time, because I didn't know I was a medium until about sorry, I've been fighting a cold, so um, but anyways, I didn't even know I was a medium until about God, like 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. Anyways, so basically, so I was watching your channel and learning about Doreen, and I was just like, "Who is this person?" or something. I think you guys were the ones who introduced me to Doreen.
I'm
And I
so
found out.
sorry.
No, actually, it was before that. I lied. It was before that. I have to remember stuff. Um, when I first came out as a medium, I was given a whole lot of BS from people. I'm gonna try not to say bad words, but I was getting a whole lot of BS from people, and a lot of them were born again Christians, unfortunately. Which I used to be a born again. So I knew exactly where they were coming from. But so I was kind of scared to come out as a psychic medium at first. And back then I didn't even say psychic, but now I'm getting to be more, more open
It's a
about that.
loaded word.
It is, yeah, it is. And like, of course, I got the questions like, "Oh, do you read people's minds?" and blah. I'm like, "No," but but okay. But anyway, I didn't even know that. I didn't know much about it because being a born again Christian, we were so sheltered a lot. Like I just didn't know much about psychic mediums, and I wasn't against them or anything. It's just I just didn't know, and I never pursued one or anything like that. Back when I was in college and stuff like that. So, but anyways, so to find out about Doreen Virtue at the same time that I was dealing with, being like condemned by my family members and stuff. Not everybody. I mean, not everybody, but
Right.
I'm from a big Italian family, and like there was just a few that were born agains, and some of them just gave me a hard time. Um, but anyways, most of them were very very accepting though, which most of my family is very accepting, which is great. I feel very blessed by that and lucky. My parents are very accepting, and I'm so grateful for that. But that's a story too that I could tell. But anyway, so
Mhm.
I came across your channel and I was just watching it. And of course, back then, I was, before all this happened, I was always told witchcraft was bad and this and that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that really. But
Thank you.
no, you're welcome. It's just something that they tried putting in our heads, and
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, and it's like I was telling one of my friends. I said it takes a lot to when you get stuff put in your head like that, like constantly you have to retrain your brain, right,
Hmm.
to think otherwise. And I'm still kind of in the process of doing that because there's still times where I'm just like, what if they were right, or what if you know what I mean, like about me, and I'm just like, what if I shouldn't be doing this, or and I try to tell myself, nope, nope, you know better, like that's just my anxiety over everything. But anyways, so I came across your channel and I was really enjoying it, and all of a sudden, like this lady comes in the comments and starts saying this rude stuff to you guys about going. What was she saying? Do you remember what she was saying? I
I
don't remember.
don't even remember.
I
We
know.
would we would get comments from people that were just like, "You're going to hell. You're making people evil. You're destroying people's souls."
Oh my
And
God.
honestly, I didn't even realize the comments were from like Doreen Virtue or other people. We would just block them and ignore them.
Yeah.
because it was just normal stuff.
That's
It didn't even matter.
the fact that it was normal though is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you went through that. I mean, and I didn't have a channel to really have that happen to me at the time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like when I was coming out to people about it, like so I didn't get the rude comments for me was on Facebook mostly.
Mhm.
And Facebook is trash anyway. So like we all know that. So
Yes.
it's like it's a thankfully my page there's no drama because I don't bring up I try not to bring up stuff like um, stuff that would cause drama. So like,
Mhm.
but like but so my page is pretty cool. I mostly try to post music and things like that. But once in a while,
Your
I've been
page is beautiful.
thank you. I've been trying to be more outspoken, but without being like like
Hmm.
like it's choose your own battles, I guess. Like if there's something that I really care about, I will say something about it, and lately there's been a lot. um
Oh, so
yeah,
much, so
to
much.
say the least. But anyway, I saw the comments on your page and I was just like, what the actual heck, and like it was like I got really furious because I was hearing those same comments to myself like in person from people. And so I was just like, okay, no, this is wrong. Like, and so I ended up saying something. I forget. I think I quoted a Bible verse to her. I think that's what I did. Remember, like I was quoting scripture to her, and I was
Hmm.
like, "Love thy neighbor," and like Matthew 7, and all this stuff that they tend to forget when they do this kind of thing.
Right? Which I
Like,
feel like is a core part of the faith.
yeah.
Like that is supposed to be central,
Well, let me put it this
but
way:
it gets left out a lot.
it's getting left out a lot right now, actually. Um, but like, love thy neighbor is a commandment.
Hmm.
So, like, I mean, I could quote scripture all day long, but like, love thy neighbor is a commandment. It's one of the 10 commandments, which, you know, I don't want to be judgmental either, so I won't say what's on my mind.
I
But,
will be. I'll be
but
judgmental. It's fine.
okay. Well, I'm just saying that people are forgetting about that though. So, so
Hmm.
I'm trying not to be judgmental. But anyways, but so I think I said that to her, and of course I didn't get a reply back. And I was like, if this is actually Doreen saying, because I think it was like a bot that was, or somebody that works for her, maybe.
Right.
Like I don't, like
And
I
who
don't.
knows? Because it's the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Right.
either way, they were a big keyboard warrior. And so then I remember what happened. So I responded to that. This other Christian lady comes on and chews me out. And like, I remember we started texting each other after that, like,
Hmm.
and like, which I usually never do because it's the internet. But like,
Right.
but it was like, and so like, I think, well, it wasn't even texting. We were like YouTube messaging each other or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the comments.
and then we texted later. But anyways, like so
Hmm.
like this one lady was like she was nasty to me, and that's back when I used to fight with them. Now I'm just like whatever, say what you're gonna say. I'm just gonna remove you. Bye. Like I don't care now. But back
Exactly.
back then I was just like warrior mode, like and I've dealt with bullies my whole life, and these are just Christian bullies, and like I was bullied in the Christian church when I went to church, like so, and I'll tell you
Hmm.
that story too. But anyways, so finally it ended. I think you ended up blocking her finally. Like,
Yep.
and I was messaging you going, you might want to block this person, because we were going back and forth on it, and like, um, and I think that's the last time I ever did that. Well, actually, I can't remember if my Facebook me coming out was. I can't remember if what I came out as a media was before or after that. I can't remember, but.
Yeah. I don't. It was really close in timing.
It was, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And like, but anyways, so I was just like so livid for you guys. I was so mad. Like I was just like, bring it. I was
Right.
like, I will throw all the Bible verses at you. I will, and I was hitting her back with her own Bible verses. And what really got funny though, she didn't know how to answer me back, and she was
Hmm.
shocked that I was actually able to, you know, say opposite of what she was saying and actually make sense. And
Hmm.
so they got really quiet after that. They didn't answer me back. They stopped answering me. And
Well, and
I
they
was,
have to.
yeah, because they're like, what do we say to this? Because she's actually right. Like, like, and I'm like, have you read your own Bible? I'm just wondering, like, because it says it in here, you know. And actually, if you read First Corinthians, here's another verse that I quote all the time. First Corinthians 12 is the different gifts. There's a bunch of different gifts, and prophecy is one of them. There's a I can't remember all the gifts off the top of my head. I could always look it up during this, but like prophecy is definitely one of them. And what is a prophet? A psychic. A psychic is a prophet.
Right.
And I feel like, let me look it up real quick, because I'm curious now. I can't remember. You can cut that out too.
Exactly.
There are different kinds of gifts, but it is the same Holy Spirit who gives them. There are different kinds of work to be done for him, but the work is for the same Lord. There's different ways of doing his work, but the same God who uses all these ways in all the people. The Holy Spirit works in each person in one way or another for the good of all. One person is given the gift of teaching the words of wisdom. See, I think psychic could also fall under that too, because you guys are teachers as well. Well, I say you guys, but I'm psychic too. But I tend to not tap into my psychic stuff that much, although lately it's been kind of tapping in for me. But anyways, yeah. So, and then it goes on to say, another person is given the gift of teaching what he has learned and knows. These gifts are all by the same Holy Spirit. Another gift is the gift of faith. Another person receives the gift of healing, which, witches are healers too. Um, I believe you are, because I mean I have spell jars that someone gave me, and I've never used a spell jar. And of course, this is what I mean by retraining my brain. I had to say to
Hmm.
myself, it's okay that I have this. Like it's okay that I have this. I'm not going to go to hell for having a spell jar for anxiety. My friend made it for me. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the whole retraining the brain thing. But anyways, so of course my anxiety was like, oh my God, but what if I am? Like that's my anxiety. Like, but that's from
Right.
the stuff they taught me that I'm trying to get out of. And I mean, I still believe in God. That's my own choice, but I don't really attend a church right now. I do consider myself somewhat Catholic, but I call myself a bad Catholic because I haven't gone to church. Um, we'll go on Christmas, but anyways, so continuing on. Another person is giving the gift of speaking God's word. Now that's tongues. And that's
Hmm.
also, I believe that's tongues, but I also think they're talking about evangelism, sort of like,
Hmm.
but it also goes on to say that when you evangelize, you should do so in a quiet manner, sort of. And lately, there's been not quiet people about it. So that's another thing. But anyways, another person is giving the gift of telling the difference between the Holy Spirit and false spirits, which I feel, yeah. Um, anyways, another person is given the gift of speaking in special sounds. Another person is giving the gift of telling these special sounds what it means in the name of the Holy Spirit. And then First Corinthians 12 goes on to say, um, sorry, I'm trying to find, have been baptized. Um, different kinds of gifts, but the word, okay, there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Holy Spirit who gives them. There are the different kinds of work, but the same work to be done with the Lord. There's different kind of ways to his work. The Holy Spirit works in each person one way or another. One person gives the gift of teaching wisdom. I said that already. Another person the gift of what he has learned and knows. Another is faith, healing. Wow. They actually took out the prophecy one. That's insane. Okay, I screenshotted that, but I'm gonna look real quick. PHRPROPH. Yeah. First Corinthians, they took out the part of desired spiritual gifts in Bible Gateway. Sorry, this is taking too longer than I thought.
No, no, it's interesting research.
Yeah.
Prophecy and tongues.
Did you find
Let's
it?
see.
Oh, that's different.
Pursue love and earnestly desire the spiritual gifts, especially that you may prophesy. For one who speaks in a tongue speaks not to men, but to God.
Yeah.
For no one understands him, but he utters mysteries of the Spirit. On the other hand, one who prophesies speaks to people for their upbuilding, encouragement, and consolation.
Hmm.
The one who speaks in a tongue builds up himself, but the one who prophesies builds up the church.
Oh. Where are you
Is that
finding
what you're
that?
thinking of? I'm
Yeah, but
looking at Corinthians 14.
no, there was
So,
definitely. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I'll move on to a different subject, but So this will be the part where we can maybe come back. So different types of gifts. So concerning spiritual gifts, therefore I want you to know, no one who is speaking Jesus be cursed. And da, 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 da. There are different kinds of working. Same spirit, healing.
I'm in
Oh
the English Standard Version.
yeah, this is the New International Version. Interesting. Hold on, I'm gonna try something. Oh, it's gonna be the same thing. Weird. Okay. Desired spiritual gifts. They changed it. Wow. I need to get an actual handheld Bible. Okay, well,
Were you looking at Corinthians 12?
uh-huh, because it used to actually
Okay.
say
Uh,
different kinds of spiritual gifts, but now it doesn't even say that.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Well,
You read out of that one.
let me see if I
And
can
we're
find
back.
Corinthians here.
Yeah.
I'm not good at navigating my physical Bible.
No, same. It's been a while. So it's a New Testament. You want to go New Testament?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know the Bible pretty well. It's just been a while.
All right, where do I find Corinthians in here now? I've read the Bible several times, but I start at the beginning and I go to the end.
Okay.
All right, so New Testament, there it is. All right, Matthew, Luke,
Every
St. John,
is Corinthians is like
Corinthians.
in the middle. Yeah. Every believer receives one or more spiritual gifts from the Spirit, which are given for the common good. I mean, that's true.
Oh, it's right at the beginning. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And
So
now
I'm curious.
concerning spiritual gifts, brethren. All right.
Yeah.
Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Okay, that's an older Bible, I
Told you it's old ass
guess.
Bible. For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are as one body, so also is Christ. Oh wait, no,
No,
that's the
that's
part.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but it is the same God which worketh in all in all.
Yeah.
But the manifestations of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy,
See?
to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the selfsame Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. Yep. So we got prophecy and the discerning of spirits. We
Now
have
this is
prophecy and mediumship.
so this is interesting because if you look at what I just read in on the internet in the Bible Gateway, okay, which is what I used to go to,
Hmm.
they used to have that in there and they took it out. It is
Yes,
not.
they did.
That's interesting. Okay, so wow. See what
And
happens when we research?
I'm looking at the teacher's Bible.
Yeah. So there you go. I have an older
So
Bible too that probably still has it in there.
yeah, and I'm trying to look and see what year this is from.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
curious.
a, I'm in the New York James and Potts Company,
Interesting.
and
I feel like you should
I'm
take.
in 1901.
That's why. See, that's why.
I'm gonna go all the way back to 1901
Well,
here.
one thing I do want to point out though is the Catholics actually, the Pope actually, I forget which Pope did it. It's on my Instagram. Um, he actually, oh, maybe it's not. I took it off. He actually approved of psychic gifts at one point, saying that God gave it to us. So for them to come on here and say that about us, you know, like at the time that was still in first Corinthians, and I couldn't talk for a second. Sorry. Um,
No, you're fine.
but anyways, so it's interesting that see that's what happens when you research.
Hmm.
it's interesting to see that change in their Bible Gateway. Like, I want to see if someone from Bible Gateway says
Interesting.
anything. Yeah, but long story
Yeah, and
short,
I'm looking at Bible study tools too.
yeah,
So this version also doesn't have it.
interesting. But anyways, long story. I feel like you should take a picture of yours.
1901.
Take a picture of
Yeah.
yours and we'll post it. But anyways, long story short, though, whether they took it out or not, God can't take it out. So he's the only one. I'm sorry, I meant to say. Um,
God's the only one who can
God's
take
the
it
only one
out.
that would judge that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Lost
awesome. Look how
Bible.
old that is. That's so cool. But anyway, so that's how we met. And like, so I was going back and forth with this girl for a while that I messaged you on YouTube to tell you about it. And I was like, she's still going on here. So, you know, but anyway, and then we started texting each other after that. That was a longer story than it was meant to be. But, um, but hey, we found some research within it. So, um,
Yeah.
but anyway, so that was a cool story in itself. I think about how we met, like, and I don't think I've still ever done like I've never really done like I think I don't think I've ever done a reading with you.
Oh, still?
No, because well, wait, you did one on my health one time a long time
That's right.
ago. But it was like
Yes.
one or two questions. I do remember that it was one or two questions. Um, because it was like girly stuff, and I was like, I need to talk to a girl. But anyways, and yeah, so it was like I think it was when Ken was retired too, and but anyways, like and I was just like, I need to talk to a girl about this because like I feel funny, like I didn't want to talk to my friend Peter about it, like,
Totally.
yeah. But anyway, but you were, I think I remember you being very helpful though. But yeah, we just talk. We just haven't had readings from each other or anything like that. So I think you let me pull a few practice cards just for practice, but like,
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
you're really good.
Oh, thank you. I'm still learning the cards. So I've been taking classes with my friend Ken Boggle has been amazing. I told you about him, and so when I first came out as a medium, he's one of the ones who told me. Like, so, um, long story short, I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have to start over already. Are we
That's what
talking
we
too
have 10
long? Okay,
minutes.
okay, we got 10 minutes. Okay,
That's our
well,
10-minute warning, and then we'll
I'm
just
gonna have to
restart
edit.
again.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, so I'm Italian. I say that a lot, and then it's a long story. I saw a meme about that the other day. Um, anyway, so I found out when I before I knew Ken, I found out from a ghost hunting crew and Peter that I was a medium. They didn't say psychic or anything. But I was seeing spirit a lot, and I had to call this ghost hunting team after a ghost investigation, which I was interviewed by someone else, and I don't want to tell the full story because it's on that interview. But like, I did a ghost investigation at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and my gift just totally opened up. Big time
Mhm.
whammo. So the ghost hunting team came over. They cleared my house, and I did a reading with Peter, and we became like really good friends after that. But he told me I was a medium, and I'm like, I'm a what now? And then Ken told me that too. And because Peter stopped doing reading, we and I became good friends because he was helping me for a little bit in Casadega. He showed me things in Casadega. In
Mhm.
Casadega, have you ever heard of Casadega? I think I told you about
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a place for psychic mediums to go to if they don't feel welcomed in their families and stuff, and it's really cool. Now there are some people that I've heard there are some people that go there that think they are, but they are not necessarily, like, but still they're welcome there anyways, and it's really nice. But anyways, so, so Peter was helping me with some classes and stuff, and then we became close friends. So like, I didn't do as much because of that. Like, and he said he couldn't really read me much because like, you know, when we were that close, he just knew too much about me and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
anyway, yeah. So, anyways, but and that was his deal. But he does readings a little bit differently than Ken too. So, but then I met Ken through Ken Boggle's amazing also, and I met him through Beth. My friends Beth and Charlotte did a like I don't want to call it a TV show, but I guess a podcast. And I was always kind of learning about what like I never really listened to podcasts much before, but they had me listen to their podcast, and it was fun. And he was on there one time, so I was like, you know what, I'll give him a try. So I just because I was like I still need help with this stuff, and like
Right.
yeah, and Peter was kind of halting classes at the time and stuff. And because he would get tired too. Like, I mean, I can't imagine doing this work like full time. Like I get tired doing one reading, but that's also me. I'm also a music studio teacher too. But anyways, long story short, um I called Ken, or I found him on Facebook, I think. I can't remember. But I messaged him and I asked him like about doing a reading. So he did a 15-minute one with me at first because I didn't know him, so I was nervous. And
Right.
like yeah, and so he when we did the reading, I asked him if I was like going nuts or something, or if I was like seeing stuff, and I kind of knew, but it was like I was still kind of questioning stuff that I was seeing, even though like you know what I
Well,
mean? It
because
was
of
like
course you were.
yeah, yeah,
Of course
and
you
it was
were.
like I was still questioning it, like even though like, and it's not that I didn't trust what Peter said or anything. It was just I was just like I'm still seeing everything all the time, like like I was just seeing a lot. And so he told me, he said, well, the good news is you're not crazy. And I was like, well, thank you. That's good. And I kind of knew that. But like, it was like, and then he was like, do you want to turn your gift off and on? And I was like, wait, we can? Like, and then I said, for the love of God, yes. And I was like, so he showed me how to turn my gift off and on. And I'm still so grateful that he showed me that. And like, we can never fully turn off, right? But it's been such a big help, honestly. Like, I wasn't sleeping at the time. Like, I didn't know how to
Right.
sleep. And, um, like different psychics didn't really have ways of turning it off like Ken did, which was really cool. And so
Mhm.
like I've just never heard of a psychic telling you how to turn off something like that.
Yeah.
Like so it was amazing, and I'm just so grateful that he showed me that. And so thankfully since then I've been working hard on that. And but sometimes like he said, we can't really always fully turn everything off. So like I'll get psychic dreams about stuff. Like I had dreams about the election and everything, but I just didn't share it because I didn't want to share anything like that. um
Yeah.
but like but like I kind of knew what was going to happen, but I didn't say, like I just didn't want to. But anyways, and like it's kind of
Yeah.
scary.
Well,
Huh?
if I could just jump in, I think it's really important that people note what you said
Uh-huh.
because it can be really intrusive. Like any one of the psychic gifts can be a bother,
Yeah, like I didn't want to
right?
know
And,
anything.
and learning how to control them is really important. Like you
Yeah.
can put a damper on, and like the way I was taught with mine is like a volume control method. Like you can turn
Really?
it down.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like if you think of it as like very loud music, you can just turn it down.
that's
Like
cool.
it's not off, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you can't ever quite turn it off,
That's what Ken said. Yeah.
but you can turn it down. So at
Yeah.
least you can focus and concentrate and go about your day.
Yeah, same ideas. Yeah, because like we were talking about how like I shouldn't be hearing spirit when like I'm teaching music. you know, like
Right?
like
Or like
like I'm,
maybe you want to take a shower and you don't want to look at that guy.
well, I mean, I would hope they wouldn't visit us in the shower, but
I mean, dead people are still people and some of them don't have manners,
I
okay?
mean, you all are not allowed to do that.
Right?
Boundaries, boundaries. I hate that word, but boundaries.
No, boundaries is a lovely word because they're very important. Boundaries are very important, and
I
some
know.
people don't have manners.
I know. It's that word's a little triggering for me for reasons, but I still use
I
it. I
get
still
that.
use
I'm
it.
sorry.
But no, you're
Yes.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. I still know about it though. Or we can say limits. You have
Yeah.
limits.
Yes.
Anyway,
Limits. There are
anyway,
limits to this hospitality.
I know. Um, but it's like, yeah, no. I mean,
But I
thankfully,
think you made a very important point that like if people have gifts opening up out there,
yeah.
they should absolutely not just think they have to suffer.
I know. And like there's ways to turn off, and Ken's taught me so much about that. Like and I guess all of us have our own methods, I guess. I don't know, but like
Hmm.
but I was just like amazed because I was just like I didn't think I could ever turn this off. Oh my God, this is like a life-changing thing now, like because like I've always had paranormal stuff happen, but I just never knew I was like gifted or anything. I just always had stuff happen. And it closed off for a while because like I got scared of something or something, and like it just closed off, and then the hospital opened it back up. Um but like it's like, I'm just so grateful for that. Like still. But we have 2 minutes left, so maybe we should pause
Switch.
here. Yeah, it's going to download on my computer, which is fine, but I think it could download while we start it.
Hmm.
But I would love to hear about how you came into all this too. Because I know you talked about it before, but would you
Okay.
care talking about
Yeah.
it?
No, I don't
Okay.
mind at all.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
Okay, so I'll send you another link. Third time's a
Okay.
charm. Do you care if I
Great.
feed my dog real fast though?
No, go right ahead.
Okay, let me do that really fast, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna go pee then.
Okay. Me too, actually.
Yeah.
Potty break. We'll edit that. Okay.
It's allowed. Okay. So for my part of things, the way I started out is I was really lucky to grow up in a metaphysical household. I think I've told you before, like my mom, she was a psychic.
Hmm.
And like her primary like skill, I guess, that she liked to use was primarily clairvoyance. Like, but she was an astrologer, a numerologist, a tarot reader, um, and she did like runes and pendulums and like whatever you got, pretty much. So she did scrying, she did like the whole thing. So she was like in her early 20s, her and her father both decided to join the Rosicrucian Order.
Hmm.
And so, which is like a spin-off of the Golden Dawn, except the Golden Dawn doesn't allow women, or at the time it didn't.
Right.
No, she joined the Rosicrucian Order with her dad, who's my grandfather, who I've never met. But so they both studied all this stuff. And so
Wow.
I kind of grew up in a household that did that already. She still very much considered herself Christian. So it's kind of an interesting place to be to have someone who, like, she wasn't church going,
Hmm.
but she had a very strong faith in kind of a generic sort of Christianity.
Yeah.
But she also was a very strong psychic. She took her, weekly lessons because most of the Christians would like send you a booklet every week with like experiments and items and materials. She had a very strong tarot practice. She did tarot readings by referral. So like people would come to her from like friends of friends or like the coworkers of friends or whatever. And people would come and get readings like, I don't know, randomly at
Hmm.
our house. Like they would just show up and she would do readings on the dining room table, and it wasn't like delineated like it is now, like where you would be like, this is a tarot reading, like this is a mediumship reading. It was like whatever happened happens.
Yeah, that's cool
So
though.
sometimes she would do a house cleansing for someone, sometimes she would do, and it was very much like if you're in the middle of a tarot reading and the spirit shows up, that's what happens. And then if you realize in the course of that someone needs a cleansing too, well, then that's what you do.
Yeah, that's cool
So
though.
that's kind of the household I grew up. My dad was very atheist at the time.
Yeah, my dad. I hope he doesn't mind me saying so, but he's also, yeah.
He kind of just goes with it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So that's what my upbringing was. And then like as I got older, like it was very much like I was raised with like whatever you end up deciding to do, that's what you end up doing.
That's cool.
Right. Except I was also kind of taught that like, all right, but witches, that's kind of evil.
Hmm.
Like, but not like an evil, like out to destroy the world or anything, but like it's kind of nonsense, and people have like mental health issues when they do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
So it was very, but like then my mom died when I was a teenager, and then and I discovered the internet, and I had her books which talked about it, and I thought for a while, and I thought, okay, so if I do a tarot reading and I use herbs to cleanse my space, that's fine. But if I use herbs to cleanse my space and then use a wand to direct energy, well, that's witchcraft and it's evil.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't understand the difference.
There's not.
I don't understand what the line is.
There's not. Or how about staging? That too is considered sometimes Like,
Right? Well, that's what I meant by herbs. Like if I'm using
yeah.
herbs, like kitchen herbs, rosemary, lavender, sage, like whatever's handy in the kitchen. Like I don't
Uh-huh.
understand the difference here.
I know.
Like one's okay and the other one's not. And like literally I had my mother's herbs
Uh-huh.
and she kept in bundles in little baggies. And I was like, okay, so these specific ones are okay, but if I pop down to the New Age shop and use these other ones, it's not okay. I'm not sure what the line is.
I don't know.
So, like in high school, I was very much like, this book teaches me to cleanse my energy and, ground and center using visualization. And it's a book on clairvoyance. That's fine. This book teaches me to cleanse my energy and ground and center using visualization, and it's on witchcraft. So this one's evil and this one's okay, and they're teaching me the exact literal same thing, and I don't understand the difference.
I know. I don't either. I can't help
I
there.
was like, so in high school, I was like, you know what? I think it's nonsense. That's what I think the issue is. I think it's probably all actually just fine. I think
Yeah.
it's probably just some propaganda, and I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Yeah, exactly.
So whatever. But I wasn't really comfortable with the word witch because my first introduction to witchcraft on the internet was Wicca. And they were
Uh-huh.
very much into this whole like, God isn't a man, he's a woman. And so that's what we're going to go with, which was, again, my experience with Wicca on the internet in the 90s.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm not sure I'm really on board with gods at all, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
gotcha.
I don't know how I feel about that cosmology. I was like, I don't know. So I'm just gonna, I feel like vibes of the universe and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why I hung out. So comfortable with the word pagan, not sure I'm comfortable with the word, and I do what I do. That's
Uh-huh.
just what it is. It's all like energy vibes. And if you use a crystal to get you there, it's fine.
Yeah.
It
Exactly.
is what it is.
Crystals. Hey.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Words are what they are, and everyone like gets very fussy about words. I think words are the problem here, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Witchcraft is evil, but energy is fine. It's actually the same thing. People are very upset about words. Words are what makes people mad.
Yeah.
It's all actually fine.
That's a
So
good
that's
point.
that's where I ended up. And then like after a very long time on the internet, like working through different words and stuff, and I talk to people and I would say like, okay, this I like I'm not a witch, but like this is what I do. And people will be like, oh, you're a witch. And now I'm in this place where I'm like, okay, if I say I'm a witch, people get this image in their head that is completely wrong.
Uh-huh.
But then if I say what I do, people are like, "Oh, you're a witch," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess I am." So I just like live in this space where if I go, "I'm a witch," people like get this image that is wrong, and if I say what I do, people go, "You're a witch," and I'm like, "Well, yes." Now we've ended up in the right place, but if I say I'm a witch, you're gonna think this, that's wrong. But if I say what I do, you're gonna be like, ah, a witch. And I'm like,
Oh my God. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. I had a
you're
panic
fine.
moment because I thought I forgot to record. We're okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I just didn't see
So
a red, I didn't see a red button anywhere, so we're okay though.
So yeah, so crystals, candles. I don't really like wands because fingers are great. Like I can point at things or I can visualize things. I work with energy. I do tarot readings. If a spirit shows up when I'm doing a tarot reading, then we can talk. I don't do a lot of like going to spaces. I've always had this weird phenomenon, like ever since I was younger, where like I can go into a space that like has a spirit happening in it, and then we chill out.
Yeah.
So like whenever people have had issues where they're like, I cannot get this space to be quiet, I'm having horrible issues. Like I show up and they're like, what the heck is quiet now? I can't get it. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens because I don't want to play.
I feel like we don't know what quiet is really, do we? Like
I do. I do. I don't like things are quiet for me almost all the time because
Yeah,
I grew up managing energy.
that's
Like,
cool.
and you understand how it is because like you also share the empath thing, right? I don't know
Yeah.
if you're comfortable talking about
No,
that,
I am
but like
actually.
that is my strongest skill. And I grew up like open as a kid. So like I had to learn early, like turn that volume down
Yeah.
because I can't just have everyone's emotions all up in here all the time.
I
Not as like a 5-year-old.
mhm.
That is terrible. So, and I think that impacted my mediumship abilities too, because when that's your strong thing, it's like I know someone's here who is not in a body because there is a feeling in this place.
Yeah.
And that's rude. So like I just need everyone to be quiet all the time.
I'm working on that now. So like I've been an empath my whole life. I never knew about that though. I just kind of felt stuff and like just different things would bother me for whatever reason. I was bullied a lot as a kid, like a lot, a lot, and that's one of the reasons I took up karate, which I'm really passionate about. I'm a blue belt karate student, and as I think I can't remember if I said this in the other interview, but it doesn't matter. Like, but anyways, well, when I was a kid, I had my pants pulled down in front of the whole school, and I kind of don't remember it only because I think I blocked it out.
Hmm.
um, but it did happen. I do remember the kid getting in trouble and stuff happened with that. But anyways, that was when my parents enrolled me and my brother in karate, and my brother didn't stick with it, but I did. Well, actually, he stuck with it till brown belt and then stopped. But I keep going with it even now, and I feel like now we need it even more a little bit because there's a lot of craziness right now. And we
Right.
use it just to defend. It's not like we use it to attack or anything. We use it to defend, only defend.
Hmm.
You're not supposed to start fights if you take karate. But anyways, so I was an empath back then, my whole life, and a medium, um, and I didn't know that there was ways to block it out. I didn't know, so I just lived with it my whole life. And um, so one of the things that Ken Boggle has been teaching me lately is how to kind of quiet it down and turn it off. So he's teaching me quiet right now, which is amazing. Again, it's just I've never had a teacher in this kind of stuff before, and he's just been wonderful. And like, so I've just been like, my mind is everywhere, and I have anxiety, which doesn't help. So my mind is everywhere, and so like when things happen, it's like I just feel everything. So like I don't watch the news that much because
Hmm.
forget that crap. Um,
Same.
there's nothing positive about watching the news, right? So they don't even have like, oh, this kid saved this dog or something. Like they don't have stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, do
Like
you remember when they used to have that
I
at the
do
end of the
remember
news?
what.
You would have like 45 minutes of like absolute trauma, and then it'd be like a little 3-minute segment at the very end that was a little pick me up.
Yeah, and I was a police explorer, and like they actually did something on one of we did something um one time where we helped somebody and they did like a little segment on that, and I wasn't on it because I didn't want to be on the news, but like another explorer was, and that was pretty cool. It was like a 5 minute thing.
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh my gosh, like it's just yeah. But like when I was a police officer, I was an empath also, which was really hard. I just didn't know I was picking up all this stuff. But like being an empath and a medium working out of jail. I mean, I definitely felt stuff around there. Midnight shift, by the
Def
way.
Nope.
Midnight shift. And
Nope.
like, yeah. And talk about crazies and stuff. But anyways, full moon midnight shift. How about that? I'll throw that in there.
Yeah.
um,
Nope.
yeah. Anyhow, I got stories for another time on that one. But yeah, like full moon midnight shift out of jail, like working from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you poor thing. No,
Oh my God. I don't know how I did it without Ken's training back then because but I did. I've always been strong though. I've just always been strong. But anyways, what was I getting at? But police officer like I there was one time where I'll tell one cop story. There was one time I was riding on Sanibel in my patrol car and I was doing parking and stuff. And I rode by a house and they flagged me down. This guy fell off a roof, 12-story roof or something like that, split his head open. I was the first responder, which at the time, you know, I wasn't an EMS person or anything like that. So they flagged me down. I called it in on the radio and, you know, they came, but it seemed like forever, and they were like, they were like, what can we do? And I said, I'm not an EMS. I don't know. I said, he's breathing, so we don't have to give CPR. Like, thank God. um, but anyways, because I was not, yeah, I've never done CPR on a person before. I knew how to, but I was terrified of, sharing germs and stuff. But we didn't have to. But anyways, I would have if I had to. But anyways, so EMS comes, and of course they were like, "Did you touch him? Did you touch him?" Like, and I was like, "No, I know we're not supposed to because we could get sued." Um,
Hmm.
so like I was like, I knew we weren't supposed to, so I didn't. But anyway, but yeah, like and then I just like got back to the station, and I didn't know what happened to him, so like I just started crying, like I just lost it. And so like I think my empath was feeling their fear and everything else. And like so the next day they actually flagged me down again, and they said I actually saved his life, and if I wasn't there he would have died for sure. And so that was really cool, but that never made the news or anything. Like, but that those kind of stories, they don't make the news anymore. But like trying to turn the empath stuff is really, it's hard. Like I've been practicing it for weeks now. I'm still practicing it, but Ken's been helping a whole lot. He's been giving me a bunch of tools and stuff towards that, which is great. Um, and so I'm really learning a lot from him. Besides the medium stuff that he's taught me empathic stuff, tarot cards also, and I'm still working on the tarot cards. I've slacked off a little on those because my music business just got way too busy. I haven't even done a medium reading in
Good.
like ages actually because I've just been too busy. But like my work is just too busy. But I mean, same with you though. I think right. You haven't done readings in a while, and now you're getting back into it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
just like the last few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, how
So,
can oh sorry, I was going to ask how can people find you if you know.
yeah, same old website.
Uh-huh.
My readings are back up. I put them back up like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And so they're available again. I went back to doing like I'm offering just one kind of reading now.
Okay.
Like we can hang out and talk about whatever people want. And then
Cool.
I'm also offering maybe it's not back up, maybe I need to put it back up. But also offering like mentorship guidance
Oh,
sessions as
that's
well.
cool. That's
So
cool.
yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I've always really loved teaching, and I think you do too, because you're teaching music, right?
I do, but I don't see myself teaching this stuff. I don't know enough about it.
Right? No,
But
I know, but like teaching itself is just so fulfilling.
yeah.
And then I feel like especially, and I don't know if you've run into this a whole lot, but there's so many teachers in the world that are I don't know, they teach a lot of like really rigid kind of things,
I don't
you
know.
know,
I don't know
and
what.
it's just well, oh, I don't know if you see these conversations and stuff that happen like on the internet that are very like um if you want to like learn tarot or if you want to learn mediumship, there's like one specific way you have to do it.
No, I
There's
haven't.
only no, you haven't. Oh,
No.
you live in a better internet than I do.
I live in a bubble, I guess. I don't know. No, I have not.
Yeah, so well, I see a lot of those conversations online that are things like men can't be witches.
What?
Or right, like
Wait,
and
aren't they called warlocks though, or am I wrong about that?
yeah, no, not called them warlocks. It's
Okay,
actually a
I'm
very
sorry. I'm
disrespectful
sorry.
term. Although there are some men who decide to call themselves
Okay,
warlocks
I
because
might
they
edit
like
that
the
out.
word. And so I'm not going to
Okay,
criticize them if they like to, but yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry. I didn't know.
no, no, you're totally fine.
Okay, could I edit
Like
that part out or?
no, 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 it's a good
Okay,
conversation to
okay,
have.
okay.
So some men like I know there's a really well-known author who likes the term warlock, so he likes to use it.
Okay.
But we don't force terms on people, right?
Okay, right, right, right.
Right? So if
That's
men want to
cool.
be witches, they can be witches. If they want to be warlocks, they can be warlocks. If they want to be wizards instead, they can be wizards. And the same thing
Yeah.
for women. If women want to be a warlock, they can be a warlock too,
Cool. We're learning new
right?
things today. Yeah.
Why not?
We're learning new things today. I remember when I first came out as a medium, one of the things people used to say to me is, you shouldn't label anything. They always used to tell me that, like the ghost hunters and stuff. And that I think, and I took that later on, I took that as they don't want people to know what I could do. Like,
Hmm.
like because the people who were saying that sometimes were that way. And not everybody. I'm just saying the people that I knew specifically. So like if someone says that to me now, I'm like, Okay, well that's your opinion. Thanks, but
Hmm.
like,
No, and that's exactly the kind of
yeah,
conversation I'm talking about. People come into spaces with like rules. You
uh-huh,
shouldn't call yourself a medium.
yeah,
And it's like, I know there's arguments for both sides of that because it's the same issue as like psychic. Like you shouldn't call yourself psychic. Well,
yeah,
on one side of the argument, the word psychic and the word medium, they are
uh-huh,
very stigmatized. Some people will go like, oh, evil,
yeah.
fraud, trickster,
I
liar,
know.
you know?
I got a story. Oh my gosh. So like, okay, so I recently also came out as ace and LGBTQ. If people don't know what that is, they could look it up. I'm not going to explain it because it's uncomfortable for me to explain it. But that is not going on my other YouTube, by the way. um,
Mhm.
but there's just no need.
That's
Because
fine, and you
it's
don't owe
only
anyone an
yeah,
explanation.
it's only music on that page. But anyways, so long story short, the reason I'm saying this though is because I lost my train of thought. It's the COVID. So I don't know if I had COVID, but I swear like I had the brain fog or something. But anyways, so I guess there was a reason I was bringing that up. But I came out recently as that, and but I was on a, oh, I remember why. Okay, I was on a Facebook page where they were talking about this poor kid in my marching band that I'm alumni of, and he's in the color guard, right? And I don't know if he's LGBTQ or what. I did find out. I think but that's his business. But anyways, I didn't know. But either way, he got so much BS from haters because they thought he was wearing a woman's uniform, but he wasn't. He was wearing a male uniform, which we've always had male color guard, male cheerleaders. It's like this is nothing new. We've had him since I went to school there.
Hmm.
And he got so much hate on that Facebook page and Twitter. And the page that posted that on Twitter, they blocked me because I said something. Um, yeah, that's how professional they are. So, and they're supposedly a sporting page, like, and I'm like, really? So you're gonna block people saying you shouldn't have that? But anyways, this kid got so much hate. So I said something, and then this other guy comes on to my comment, and he saw that I had a picture of me holding up a signed psychic medium because me and Peter were being funny one time. We went to the beach, and he had his psychic medium sign with him. So he's like, let's just hold this up and be silly. So
Hmm.
we did, and for the longest time, I crossed out the psychic part because I was afraid to say psychic. But like, so I crossed it out and just said medium, but this time I put it up as psychic medium. And this guy said, well, we all know what kind of a fraud you are, and that's why you're standing up for this person, and blah, 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 blah. And he was nasty as hell. And so at first I was upset. And my anxiety just got the better of me, and I just ranted. But like, anyways, I answered him back, and then I put some Bible verses up there, and I said you're supposed to love thy neighbor if you're any kind of Christian at all, and so actually the first thing I said was, oh no, this was on the Pride group, but anyways, the first thing I said was like something about eating shrimp, or I don't remember. I just put some Bible verses up there. But anyways, he just kept going about it, and I said, "You have a nice day and have a blessed day and farewell." And then he kept going after I said that. So finally, I blocked him. I was like, "I'm done," and so
Right.
yeah, and there was a few others that I had to block too, and they were just nasty to me about it. But anyways, but it's like we get hate all the time, and it's ridiculous. And I'm just like, we have these gifts. We can't help that we have these gifts. And while we have them, we're doing good with them. I mean, that yeah, there are some people that do negative things with them, and that's not good. But the ones that are doing good should not be like hated like that. Like, I'm sorry, like like, oh, I see spirits. I forgot I'm supposed to just ignore what I see, and it doesn't exist. I was actually told that in the beginning because there was a group I was with for a little while. They were kind of religious, kind of a ghost team. I'm not going to name names or anything, but they basically told me at first. They told me to ignore my gift and that I shouldn't be seeing these. Like, one of the members actually told me to ignore seeing them. Like, try to ignore it. Just try to ignore it. And I was like, I can't. He's right in front of my face. Like, the spirit. Like,
Right. That's
I
very
literally can't.
unhelpful.
Like, I can't. And if I ignore them, then the spirit goes, why are you ignoring me? Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll say that to me. Like, why are you ignoring me? I'm right here. You can see me. Like, that happens to
Right.
me all the time when I actually do ignore them. Like, because like I'm in a crowd or something, or like if I see something random, like and they'll be like, "Why are you ignoring me?" And I'm like, "Cause I have to at the moment." Like, and I've never even seen. People told me about that TV show, The Ghost Whisperer, and I'm just like, I've never actually seen that show, but I've seen clips of it, like from TikTok, and I'm just like, oh my god, I need to actually watch this, but I just haven't had the time. Like, I've just been so busy. And I just now got to watching Agatha, which is really good, by the way. Um,
Super
but
fun, yeah.
it's super good. Yeah, but anyways, I'm on episode 8 right now. But anyways, so yeah, like it's just like the hate that you and I both get. I mean, it's like
Hmm.
anybody that's like us, we get a ton of it, and you just what I've just learned to do is just kind of ignore it or just block it or delete a person from my life if I have to. You know, I've done that so many times in the past couple of years, and it's like it's given me so much social anxiety that I can't. It's hard for me to take right now, and but it's like yeah, so I just it's hard to. I mean,
No, the discrimination is real. Like,
yeah.
um, I keep my reading life and like my professional life very different because
Mhm.
there's a lot of judgment and stigma.
Me too.
I've faced housing discrimination.
Oh
I
my
have faced
gosh.
employment discrimination. Like, there's so much that I've had to deal with. There's things like payment processors.
Hmm.
They they often won't accept tarot readers or spiritual workers
Really?
on their payment platforms. Yeah, it's a real problem. So like I can't
Wow.
charge for tarot readings if I'm using like if I'm using Stripe, they won't accept payments
What
for
about
me.
Venmo?
Venmo I can use and I can
Okay.
use PayPal,
Hmm.
but I can't use Stripe, which is the most common payment
I've never
processor on
really
most platforms.
I've
Yeah,
never even heard of Stripe.
so I can't use like Etsy.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah. And I
Oh,
can't use Shopify unless I like switch to an alternative payment process. So I
that's
have to
not
use
right.
PayPal. And PayPal is notorious for like freezing payments and
Yeah,
like taking away your account over nothing.
that's crazy. And it's hard because like they do probably have a lot of fake ones too that just like scam people. So that's probably what they're thinking. But at the same time, that's not right to the legit ones, you know? Like
Right.
it's like because
Exactly. Like how often is like someone who creates crochet patterns also
yeah.
scamming people?
Well, exactly. Like I know like there's impersonators too. Like Ken and Chad both have had people copy their accounts on social medias, which is annoying because it's like and these people are bots that just copy famous people. You know, it's like so like on my social media, the only place I put psychic medium was on Facebook because I had an Instagram. I had psychic medium or something. And then, of course, I had gotten hacked, and it messaged my friends at like 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Oh no.
I know, and I don't even know what they said because one of my friends warned me, and I was like, "What did they even say?" And they never told me, and I was like freaking out what they sent. I was like, "Oh my god, well that wasn't me." Like so, but it's like I hate those people though that do that. It's like it makes me want to catch all of them. The police officer in me wants to catch them all, but like it's crazy. And like one of the reasons, so what happened here recently was I met one of my friends, and I teach her daughter piano actually. And we were walking into the market. I hope she doesn't mind me talking about this, but I'm not going to name her name though. But we were walking to the marsh, and actually, I know she doesn't mind because she doesn't keep it a secret. So, um, but anyway, we were walking at the marsh, which is down the road here, and
Hmm.
sorry, coughing fit. I was fine this whole time. Sorry.
You went a really long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I was getting or being sick. So we have 10 minutes, anyways. We might have to do a third time. No, I don't know. We're almost.
No, that's fine.
I feel like we're almost done. But anyways, so long story short, I'll make it quick. Um, we ran into her, and she started saying stuff about my necklace that I have. Now I wear my grandfather's necklace, and it was like this under my shirt because lately I've been wearing it underneath for reasons. But anyways, so she said something about it. She said your grandfather gave it to you, and I was like, yeah. I said, what, did you talk to my mom or something? Like, and it didn't even occur to me that she was also a medium. But like, anyway, so she
Aw.
started going on about my grandfather and this and that, and I said, wait, did mom tell you? She goes, no, they told me, and I was like, they? I was like, wait, you mean spirit? And like she was like, yeah, and she nodded, and she said to me, and they're telling me that you're very gifted also, and I said, yeah. And because at first I was like, you mean in music or, because I was afraid of saying a word to her because she was one of the parents,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know. I have a lot of very religious people over here, and so anyways, she went on about it, and she said, "Why do you hide it?" And I said, "I don't." I said, "My family and friends know." I said, "But I don't say it around here because everybody's super religious, and if they found out about me, they'd probably fire me and stuff." And but I don't bring it up in lessons, so it's like, but I had a few parents find out, and it was fine. And one of them actually
Mhm.
asked me for a reading, and I gave her a free one, and then she paid me for the second one. So
Nice.
I know. Actually, she might have paid me for the first one. I told her not to, but I think she did actually. She sent me some money because she had my payment information from music lessons. So
Sweet.
I think she gave me like a tip or something. But anyways, so that was kind of cool. But the ones that have found out, it's been fine. I just feel like being around here, it's just, you know, it's hard because I could be judged in so many different ways around here, and without getting to say why, but but anyways, even being part of LGBTQ, because we have to keep in a safe locations when we meet up and stuff. Um, and like last night we went to a party, and I went to a party, and it was really fun, and but it was a private location, and they wanted to make sure other people didn't know about it because we have to be safe, and it's sad. It's just sad, like, and one more thing I'm going to say about the religion and stuff of everything is like, and I want to kind of close with like, God always said to love thy neighbor. That's one of the 10 commandments. And I am just not seeing that followed lately. I'm not. And
Mm.
so, when you see people preaching in the streets and this and that, and there's some really good Christians out there, like, don't get me wrong, I am not bashing anybody. I'm not talking negative about Christianity, but there's some really good ones out there. I mean, I technically consider myself, like a Catholic, the Christian Catholic, and I know some people consider that to be different, but it's literally the same God though. But anyways, that's each their own. But anyways, so like I consider myself Catholic, and I do the Catholic rituals and everything that for protection and stuff. I call myself a bad Catholic, but the things that I'm seeing in the street right now is very triggering, especially from me being ex evangelical, and I'm just seeing this going on, and I'm like, what happened to love thy neighbor? Because I am not seeing that right now at all, and that's what's really been triggering the most, and it's just like. I just want to get back to where everybody loves everybody, like
Hmm.
just like, and I know that's impossible, but like it's like who cares what the other person does with their married life? That's their business. Who cares if someone has a child or not? Like it's like I've never seen this much hate in women in my lifetime. Like saying things like what I've been hearing, like the what was the phrase that was going around? Your body, my choice. That, like, what the heck
Right.
is that about? Like, I've never seen stuff like that go on, and it's just like, I didn't think it would affect me since I don't have a uterus, but
Right.
it is
Thank
though.
goodness.
It is affecting us though because of the hate towards us, and it's just like for being single and successful, and like it's ridiculous. And so like, anyways, but I don't want to get into that. But my point is just love thy neighbor. That's really what the Bible's about. That's what God was preaching. That's what Jesus was preaching. And one thing I remember from the born again church is that's an important commandment, like
It feels like it's one of the big ones,
yeah, it does.
right? One of the
Yeah,
ones I hear like kind of a lot,
I
and
know.
one of the ones that is most often ignored.
I know, and it's driving me crazy. And so like anyways, but it's like I said, I try to ignore most of what's happening right now. But like, if anything, if people get anything out of this video, it's love thy neighbor, just love thy neighbor. And that's probably what I'll post when I share it, I'll post that one. But like, I'm really glad we taught. We should definitely do this again, like, because I feel like we have more stories to tell too. Like, but
Absolutely.
yeah, but like you and Ken have just been so like I just love texting you and talking to you and stuff, and Ken's been a great teacher for me too, and And he has a website too, kenboggle.com. And I have one too. I forget the name of it at the moment, so I'll just share it. I know I'm so bad. I haven't been on my own website in a while. I think it's like Bandcamp something. It's like Bandcamp Medium or something. I'll share it in the comment section or whatever. But it's like, people could just find me. They know where I am. They know where I am. It's like, and if they're on this YouTube page, they could just reach me anyways. My YouTube. So, but yeah, thank you for talking to me. I think this is really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great time for sure.
Yeah,
I
Zoom's gonna.
I always love chatting with you. You're so
Me too.
fantastic.
I know that's why we're
Yeah.
friends, right?
Right, exactly. And I really appreciate like all the speaking out that you do
Oh,
and the
thank
standing up for
you.
people.
Thank you.
No, like you did, you spoke up about, like that guy that's in color guard, and you've been
Uh-huh.
speaking out so much on your social
Oh,
media
thank you.
and all that. And like it's really easy for me to get kind of like cynical about it because I've been dealing with this since forever. Like I
Yeah.
said, I grew up in a metaphysical household. My mother was a psychic.
Hmm.
Like when I was in high school, I had to make the decision, like, do I want to become pagan? Do I want to step away from Christianity? I
Yeah.
told you, like, I read three different versions of the Bible before I decided I was going to step away.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, once I did, I was going to deal with a lot of hate.
Hmm.
Like, I knew that it was a conscious decision and I knew what was going to
I'm so
happen.
sorry you did though.
Well, that I knew?
No, I'm sorry that you dealt with. No, I'm sorry you dealt with.
Oh,
I'm sorry you dealt with hate.
yeah.
Like, I'm sorry you dealt
Well,
with hate.
the crazy thing is that, like, looking back, I know that, like, when you're in high school, you're still a child. And to be that aware of how much hate there is out
I
there is
know.
kind of a scary thing.
Well, that's like me too with the bullies and stuff. It's like, like, oh
Mhm.
my God, and like, and I didn't even know I was part of LGBTQ back then or anything, but like
Right?
it's
I
ridiculous.
mean,
We have like
yeah,
we have two,
exactly.
2 minutes, by the way. It's gonna cut us off
But yeah,
again.
so just knowing how much, so that's what makes me kind of cynical about it, and just being like, yeah, I'm used to the hate, like I'm used to getting those kind of comments on my videos
Yeah.
and stuff. I see them on a regular basis, and I just go through and delete them all in a bunch. So I appreciate how much you're not
Oh,
cynical
thank
like
you.
that,
I'm
and that
trying
you're
to.
still willing to say stuff.
Yeah, I try, and then if it just upsets me too much, then I'm like, I'm done, like it's just like
Right?
because like I'm trying not to step into everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like pick your battles kind of thing, I guess. But it's
Exactly.
like if I see someone, especially with a friend or somebody I know, it's like, okay, I'm stepping in, sorry, like, like, but it's like something, yeah, and I don't know if I have time to, I don't, because there's like a minute left, but
You have a minute and 45 seconds.
I
Don't
know
interrupt
we've
yourself.
we've been cut off already 3 times by Zoom, so and then they were like, "Hey, you have to start over again." Anyways, but yeah, it's just the hate in the world as an empath is very hard to deal with, and so I'm appreciating Ken's classes so much right now. And just anybody who I could talk to about stuff, like I appreciate all you guys. Like I know I vent to you about stuff going on, like I appreciate all my friends that I can talk to. Because it's like I feel like if I didn't have people to talk to, I'd be losing it right now. Like oh my God, there's
Mhm.
too much hate in the world. I can't. But I appreciate everybody. Like I talked to you, I talked to Ken, and like a bunch of people, and it's like it's wonderful. And we're about to get cut off, I think. Less than a minute, but thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you.
do this again for sure. All
Definitely.
right, thank
Definitely. We have a lot
you.
to talk about.
Yeah, we do. We'll text each other though. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.